So I'm back. And can I just tell you, I have watched the first episodes of Singles Inferno season 5 an unhealthy amount of times. Tuesday seems so far away, even though it is literally tomorrow. We stopped our last recap at the end of episode 2, right as the couples were matching to head to paradise. And episode 3 picks up exactly where we left off, with Mina Su picking Subim as her match. Honestly, I saw that one coming, and in my opinion, they make a really cute pair. Like, they look good together. The rest of the couples that matched were Go Yoon and Sung Mim, Ju Young and Jae Jin, and Minji and Sung Il. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I don't think we've ever had 4 couples at Paradise all at once before. Either way, the episode focused on the dates, and we finally got to know more about everyone who went to Paradise. So first off, Go Yoon and Sung Min really hit it off, in my opinion. The flirting seemed kind of effortless, and I wasn't in the least bit surprised when Go Yoon revealed that she was a model. I was like, duh, she's drop dead gorgeous and carries herself like a pro. I think the only thing that was a bit of a letdown for me was the fact that Sung Min was not as expressive about how much he liked her. Even though they had like some cutesy moments, it was just like, guy, are you into this girl or are you not into this girl? He seems very calm and somewhat bland as far as I'm concerned when it comes to his personality. Next up for me was Minji and Sung Yil, and I personally feel like both of them are like a really good match, despite the 5-year age gap. I actually thought Sung Il would be the older one, but then he turned out to be the younger one. Regardless, they were so comfortable together, and you could really tell that Minji was falling really hard for this guy. In addition to that, can I just say that Minji gives like main character energy? She's honestly one of my favorites this season. Moving on. Jo Young, on the other hand, had Jae almost eating out of the palm of her hands. You could tell that she was in complete control. She seemed like really attracted to Jae oddness. And he, on the other hand, looked like he'd won the lottery the entire time. I found it very interesting that they both happen to have careers in the arts in one way or the other. And she happens to be a craft designer. I was impressed. And stuff. But in addition to that, the way the two of them kept stealing glances and chuckling at each other was so cute. It was almost annoying, and then it really just reminded me of how single I am. I know, tell me sorry. I'm sorry. Anywho, last but definitely not the least, I think the date with Mina Su and Sunbim for me was the hardest to watch. It might be an unpopular opinion, but it was the hardest to watch for me, especially because even though they look so great together, Subim is not much of a talker. So Minasu basically had to carry the entire conversation. Thank God for her bubbly energy. The real shocker though, he was the youngest guy on the show. He's born in 2000. As in, I cracked up when he referred to himself as a World Cup baby. Let me try to imitate him. World Cup baby? It was hilarious. Anyways, things got way better when they jumped into the pool to swim. You could tell that they were more comfortable. Mina Su was in her element, and then Songbim started speaking a little bit more. It looked like he was ready to risk it all for Mina Su. Sha, as far as I'm concerned, this batch of Paradise dates was definitely better than the first batch of Paradise dates. Everybody was a little bit more open, and I think they were more comfortable with their choices and stuff. I honestly didn't want the dates to end. What I didn't like, however, was the fact that we didn't get to see what happened on Inferno when everybody left for their dates. I would have liked to see the dynamics between Young Jun and then Young Woo and Song Un, Hee Sun, and Ye Jin, since they were the ones who were left behind. Remember to forgive me, guys. My pronunciation sucks. I don't speak Korean. Ah, well, that being said, as soon as they got back from paradise, all the girls kind of gathered into their rooms, spilled the tea of their dates. And I couldn't help but feel bad for Haesun, because you can tell that she has like really strong feelings for Sungbim, and she had to sit there and endure Mina Su gushing about him. As the episode progressed, we went into the mission for the day, and it was a photo shoot. Guess what the theme was? The hottest couple on Inferno. I was so sad, because what is hotter than a bunch of sexy people posing for pictures? Am I right? The girls got to choose their photo partners after picking their order from 1 to 7. So basically, all the girls had to take out a number from a box, and then based on the number that they picked, that was the order in which they got to pick their photo partners. And then one girl would now get to choose 2 guys, because there were more guys than girls. We started the pairings with Jo Young picking Yeon Woo. I actually thought she was going to pick Jae-jin, but then she said that she picked Yeon Woo because she hasn't gotten the chance to talk to him yet, which was fair. Then Haesun picked Sungbim, of course. She was lucky that she drew the number 2 ball. And then Mingji picked Sung-il. Just as it was Mina Su's turn, she completely panicked and blanked out and forgot the names of the remaining guys, because apparently she got flustered because Sungbim had already been picked and that's who she wanted to pick. So once it was her turn to pick, she just she had a major meltdown. And trust the episode to end right there. Typical Singles Inferno, keeping us on our toes. Well, we tumbled into episode 4 with Mina Su trying to get it together. And when she finally did, trust her to be the one to pick 2 guys for the shoot. She went for Sungmin and then Sunghoon, leaving Go Yeon to then pick Jae-jin. And guys, the photo shoots were fire. Like, they were fire. Everyone put in a lot of effort, except for Young Jae and Ye-jin. I don't know what they were thinking, but they completely missed the memo. While everyone was serving major looks, those 2 were acting like siblings in a garden, playing with flowers. I was so annoyed. Moving on. The real drama of episode 4, right, was the bonfire that they had to wrap up the evening. Whew. And in Singles Inferno fashion, all hell broke loose. First of all, they had to reveal the anonymous voting results. So earlier, they had asked everyone to put 2 chocolates into the different ballot boxes, and you had to put a red one in for someone that you are interested in and a gold chocolate in to someone that you are curious about. Now, I wasn't surprised that Goyeon got the most chocolates. She got 2 reds and 2 golds. And then the other popular picks for the night were Jae-jin, Mingji, and then Ju-young, because they all got 3 chocolates each. And that had already kind of raised the tension for the evening, because everybody's kind of wondering and guessing who gave me a gold chocolate, who gave me a red chocolate. And then next thing we know, the group is asked to play a game of truth. The twist, no one was allowed to pass on a question. You know how in other seasons, if you don't want to answer, you can drink. It wasn't allowed this time. You had to answer the question. It was brutal. What did I say? It was brutal. First of all, Haesung had to watch Sungbim leave his seat and sit beside Mina Su and choose Mina Su over her during the game. Then Yoon Jae, who had made an additional effort to ensure that he sat beside Ju-young during the bonfire, had to watch Ju-young choose Jae-jin over him by leaving her seat to go and sit beside Jae-jin. Can you imagine that? Like, it was deadly. I felt so bad for some of the cast members. But the real chaos cookie was Mina Su. She somehow managed to pick 4 different guys and caused confusion for everyone. The contestants, the hosts, the audience, and me. Like her mind kept changing based on jealousy and whoever showed her the most interest in the moment. And it made her come off as a bit of a pick me and also a bit selfish, to be honest. By the end of the game,